Hi, I'm reviewing a Finback beer. It's called Combining Forms, I believe. Yes, that's what it says. It's an Apricot Mango IPA, 7.4% alcohol. And I would have to say that a couple of Finback fruited IPAs I've had were probably some of my favorite fruited IPAs. Most of the time I prefer no fruit added to my IPAs. I find like it kind of distracts or plays with the mouthfeel or the sweetness or something in IPAs, and I'm always like, if I just had this without the fruit, or another IPA from the same brewery, I'm like, I usually like that one more. But Finback usually seems to do a good job that suits my tastes. So this one has Galaxy, Amarillo, and Citra Cryo hops, otherwise known as lupulin powder. And it was canned on July 2nd, so it's exactly 16 days old. And I haven't been drinking much Finback lately, so it's nice to return to it. That is very, very pale. And very cloudy. This is a wide glass, but it's totally opaque in there. But it's not dark or brown or gray or anything like that. Though it is very thick and dense looking. Very pale in the head. Kind of interesting head. It's like a lot of these big bubbles probably gonna die down pretty quickly. It doesn't look that great. This glass was not, it's not really dirty either, just a few bubbles. Smells mostly like an IPA. Like a very fruity, juicy one, but I do definitely get apricot in there. Yeah, and some nice actual luscious mango juice too. Yes, guava, very tropical, nectary. Yeah, when you get a big deep breath, it does smell like a really ripe, fresh stone fruit. Yeah, that's pretty nice, very fruity. Not much happening in terms of dank, spicy, resinous qualities from the hops. I guess the hops that they did pick are pretty tropical. Galaxy sometimes can have kind of a green quality to it. I'm not really getting much of it in the nose. It's just really just every tropical fruit, really juicy, really ripe. That's what the nose is coming through as. Pineapple-y. And just a hint of booze, I noticed. Notice the fruit in the body. It's not very full body. It's not thick. It's not super malty. But it brings in some tartness and a little bit of a spicy sort of thing. And the body's not my favorite. It does remind me of some of the Trillium fruit IPAs, in that it doesn't have that hoppy like punch to the face when it gets on your tongue. It is a little bit kind of thin and spritzy, I would say. I mean, not thin like watery or anything like that, but it isn't full and soft. I guess that's what I'd say. It's not soft or really like fluffy. And there's something weird. I think it mainly has to do with the fermented fruit, because I feel like that they didn't just add a bunch of fruit after the fact. This has some fermented fruit juice in it, and just an interesting quality that comes out of a fermented apricot and mango. And then it lingers like, I don't know if I want to call it sulfury. It's kind of a sulfury type thing. It reminds me of, like sulfur dried apricots and mangoes a little bit. And I think it's probably coming from the fruit, and sort of maybe a little bit from the yeast too. But I'm not noticing much yeast quality at all. It's really just fruit and hops blending together pretty well. I might like the aroma a little bit more than the flavor. Yeah, I think that the feel and the finish is just a little weird. I think it just comes from using the fruit in this. I don't know what they could have done to make it better. Maybe not let it ferment as much, use less fruit. I'm not quite sure what exactly went wrong, but it's a pretty good beer. I'll give it, over a 4. There's a little bit, just something weird in the finish to me. Definitely very carbonated. Let's drop in a little bit more, see what happens. Yeah, there's a little bit of a ring of head that stayed there. Uh-oh, some chunks. Yeah, these fruit IPAs often can get lots of chunks. I'm not gonna pour at the very bottom. That's wow, it's so cloudy that I can barely even see where the chunks went, but there are a few in there. Yeah, the aroma is really nice. There's so many stone fruits and tropical fruits in there. Kind of getting used to that aftertaste. I don't know if pouring the bottom of that brought in more hop character, but I'm actually noticing a little bit more bitterness in there, a little bit more hop oily resonance quality, but it's super duper clean, like clean yeast, not your weird garlicky or green vegetal hop character. I would kind of call that a clean hop character. So a very clean, fruited but hazy IPA. With a little bit more of the bottom poured in there, I feel like it's given it some more body, a little bit more luscious, juicy quality. If you really want a super fruity, juicy beer, that's your hazy IPA with actual fruit in it, this is one to look out for, I would say. But if you want a soft, fluffy, effortless, kind of sweet thing like Treehouse, this isn't that. But I give it close to a 4.25. It's not as good as Fat Mango, the other Finback fruit IPA, or what was their Spectrum something, Visible Spectrum. That was their mango, lower alcohol IPA that I really liked. This isn't quite as good as those, but still pretty darn nice. So we'll say somewhere between 4 or 4.25 for this one. Goodbye.